welcome back to Grand Analytics. And today we are going to be taking a tour of Power BI. So you've just downloaded Power BI, or maybe you've just updated your Power BI and it's looking different. You don't understand how to go about it. You don't understand what is going on here. You don't know what to do with it. Don't worry. This video is going to explain it. So if you've just downloaded your Power BI, this is the interface that you should see. This is the interface, the first interface that greets you, and you have all of these tabs. You have the home, you have the open, you have the sign out options and settings, about, and you have all of this. So we're going to go through all of this. Now, one thing you can do is to actually go through this, click on this, and have and read through the intro. But also, I'm going to be giving more information in this video. We are going to be giving more information about Power BI in this video. So here's a quick rundown. Power BI has three parts to it, not four. Three parts to it. It has the Power BI desktop, it has the Power BI service, it has the Power BI mobile. Now, the reason I said four at first is it also has the Power BI report server, but we are not going to be talking about that here. So we're only going to be talking about the Power BI desktop, service, and mobile. So, and this is the Power BI desktop. So what does your Power BI desktop comprise of? The Power BI desktop is actually a development tool. So this is where you do all your data transformations. This is where you do all your you bring in your data into the environment, the Power Query editor. It has a part that's called the Power Query editor. You bring in your data into the Power Query editor. You do all the transformations. You do your modeling, and you do your development basically. So this is where you develop your reports in the Power BI desktop. Now you have the Power BI service, and the Power BI service is where you share and you collaborate, and you also distribute your reports. So the Power BI service allows you to collaborate with maybe other data analysts because it's a cloud service actually. So it allows you to collaborate with other people, other data analysts. The desktop does not allow you to collaborate. But the Power BI service allows for collaboration and for sharing. So you can collaborate with other data analysts or other data professionals. You can work together on the report. You can work together to build a dashboard, So it gives you the environment to collaborate and to share. So you can also share the dashboard, share the reports from your Power BI service. You can share it using an app, or you can share to a website. You can security measures in place also, so that some people that are not supposed to access a particular part of your data set do not access it. That is what Power BI service does. Now, the Power BI mobile is good for viewing reports in a mobile optimized format. So it allows you to view reports in a mobile optimized formats. I know I've been using reports and dashboards interchangeably, so let me just quickly clear the hair on those two. For a report consists of several pages of information that you built in your Power BI desktop. Okay, so you can actually build your reports, or you can build a dashboard in the Power BI desktop, but the reports has more information. It is more comprehensive. It carries a lot of information about your data set. And for your reports, you can view the data set because you work on it in your Power BI desktop. So you can build a report in your Power BI desktop. You can also build a dashboard. But a dashboard is a one-paged report actually that consists of files. So your dashboard consists of a single page made up of tiles, what we call tiles. And those tiles refer to your charts. Yes, your charts, your diagrams, your pie chart, and all of that. So a dashboard is a single page. So what is meant for is it's supposed to convey information at a glance. So it's supposed to be like maybe the summary of a business, the important KPIs of a business. So a dashboard is a single page, while your report is multiple pages. Okay, so that's the difference between a dashboard and a report. You can only create in Power BI service, you can only create a dashboard in Power BI service. You cannot create a report in Power BI service. But in Power BI desktop, you can create both a dashboard and a report. And the reason you cannot create a dashboard in Power BI service is because you don't really have access to the underlying data. So you can have several reports. You can bring in reports into a Power BI service, collaborate with other data analysts, bring in reports, and then create a dashboard out of the reports. So it means you're just going to pick up charts and put them, and all of that, pin the charts to the board. Okay, so that's it. So we've defined what the Power BI desktop does, the Power BI service does, and the Power BI mobile does. Now, for the flow, there is a flow between the three of them. Now, it starts with the Power BI desktop. So you connect to data in your Power BI desktop, like you connect to external data sources, you bring in the data into your Power BI desktop, and you transform the data, you model the data, and you create a report out of the data in your Power BI desktop. You create visualizations and reports in your Power BI desktop. Now, you take that report and you publish it to your Power BI service. You publish the report to your Power BI service. And when you've published that report to your Power BI service, then you can distribute and manage the reports in your Power BI service. Like you can share it, you can manage it, and then you can also view your reports in your Power BI mobile. So that is the actual flow between these three items. Okay, so the next thing we're going to look at is, let's go on to look at all of this. So another thing to notice, you can use Power BI by itself, the Power BI desktop by itself, but Power BI service is now a component of Microsoft Fabric. Yes, they have a joining thing going on there together. So let's explore this interface first to remove all the ambiguity. Now, if I click on open, I will open an existing report, and that's because I already have reports here. I've used the Power BI, so I have my reports here. And this is where I sign out, and I'm logged in here. And options and settings generally takes you to where you can see, where you can look at the settings of your Power BI, adjust the settings, set certain options, settings like the date, the location, the zone, a lot of things about the options and settings. So we'll open that later. And then you have the about. If I click on this, it takes me into the main Power BI desktop. Now, what you have here is a blank report. If I click on the blank report, it takes me to the Power BI desktop, the modeling environment, okay? Because it assumes that I'm about to create a report. This One Lake Data Hub. Now, the One Lake Data Hub is actually a data lake. If you understand what a data lake is, in data engineering or in data analysis, you understand what this One Lake Data Hub does. So basically, the One Lake is a type of data lake, and it offers features such as flexibility and scalability. That's what it does. It offers features such as flexibility and scalability. So what else? What do I mean? Like a normal data lake will function that takes in both structured and unstructured data that allows them to cohabit together in the same lake that can accept data from different sources. That is the same way this One Lake Data Hub functions. It allows data from different sources in one environment, in just one place. So it means Power BI can connect to this One Lake Data Hub, and you can bring in whatever data you want to bring in from there. Excel workbook, this if you're bringing in data from an Excel workbook, obviously, that is the most common thing to do. SQL Server, if you're connecting to an SQL server, you use this icon if you want to bring in data from an SQL server. If you want to learn with sample data, you can also click this. And if you want to get data from other sources, if I click on this, it is going to take me to what we call the get data page, get data pop-up, sorry, where I can click on different connectors of Power BI and bring in data. Now, then, okay, yeah, this is a report I worked on and I modified. So what I want to do now is, this shows the recent reports that I have, and this shows the ones that have been shared with me. Okay, so let me click on open. We see, and then it gives me all of my data sets that I've worked on over the months and over the years. I click on my OneDrive. If there's anything in my OneDrive, it shows it. But at the moment, I don't think I have any files in there. So, oh yeah, I do actually. Yes, I do have some files there. So if I click on my options and my settings, now I've just clicked on options and settings. If you click on options, it's going to show you Okay, so here we are. We click on options, and this is it. You can actually uh, control your Power BI from here. It depends on how you want your Power BI to function. Your report settings, you can come to report settings, preview features. You can actually enable a couple of things here. If your Power BI is not functioning as it should, this is one of those places where you come and check to see that everything is as it should be. You see, data load, all of those things. So these are things that you may need to work with over time. So I'm just going to cancel that. And I'm going in order to go back to the page we were before, I'm just going to click on File, and it takes us back to that page. And all of this has disappeared. All the other things have disappeared, and that is because I've already opened the Power BI desktop environment. Now, if you want to save a report, if you want to save it in another as a new file, you want to share the report, you want to get data from another source. Remember that in Power BI, you can integrate data sources. If you want to import content from an existing file, or you want to export content to a new file, so it allows you to do that. So basically, this is what goes on in the Power BI environment. So I'm just going to click on About. It's going to take me to the Power BI environment, and it gives you this information about your Power BI. You see that Microsoft Power BI Desktop is a companion product to app.powerbi.com. So app.powerbi.com is actually the app.powerbi.com is the Power BI service in the cloud. Okay, so this is our Power BI desktop modeling environment, and this is a report view. This here is the report view, so I can actually get my data from it. If I click on this get data button here, I can actually expand this more, and there we go. I have all the connectors, the file, database, Microsoft Fabric, Power Platform. So I can connect to any any of this. Power BI allows me to connect to any of this actually. So when you get data, it opens up another pop-up window, and it tells you, do you want to transform your data or do you want to load your data? So if you click on transform data, it takes you Power Query Editor. If you click on load data, it loads it into this environment. But this environment right here is your report view. And this is your table view. If you have any table, I don't have any tables loaded, but this is where you see if you have tables loaded. And this is your model view. If you have tables loaded, it shows the connection between your tables here. And this is the DAX view. If you're going to write any DAX queries, or you need the the icon here, Copilot, it's still in the preview mode. You need the Copilot to assist you in writing your queries. So actually, what is the Copilot? The Copilot is a customized AI assistant, basically. So what it does is it gives you a report based on your prompts, based on your request. So the Copilot can actually help assist you to write DAX queries. It can assist you to build reports, and those reports it assists you in a way that it helps you to identify tables, identify fields, identify measures, columns, that can help you to build your reports. So this is another wonderful thing that is in Power BI. It helps you to work faster and more efficiently. So we go back to the report view. I don't have anything here yet. So this is the ribbon. This is called the ribbon. So if I want to go to my Power Query Editor, and my Power Query Editor, yes, I just come here, transform data, and I click on transform data. Straight away, it takes me to my Power Query Editor. So this is where the transformation takes place in Power BI. You transform your data, and for best practice in Power BI, it's actually better to transform your data in the Power Query Editor because it helps to optimize the performance of Power BI in general. So it's better you use the Power Query Editor to do most of your transformations. And if you also want to build a date table, it's advisable to build it in your Power Query Editor. Um, I also have a video for that. Build a date table. I have a video for that in the Power Query Editor. It's best practice to build it in the Power Query Editor. So this is your transformation, the transformation station. This is where you bring the when your data gets in and you click on transform data, it brings you right here to the Power Query editor. You transform your data, and when you're done, you just do close and apply. There's nothing to close and apply here, but close and apply. And then it brings you to the desktop environment where you can do your modeling and you can build your reports. You can create measures, and maybe some calculated columns if you want. And here on your report view, you have your filters where you can set filters on the page or set filters on the report or on the visuals. You have your visualizations, one of the most exciting things about Power BI, the visuals and the way, they keep adding to the visuals, and you can also get more visuals online, import more visuals if you want. So it's just what playing around with it. You can insert images, shapes, whatever you want. If you want to model your data, I do not have any data here, so it's not going to. Um, some of the buttons are grayed out actually. To view, here you can change the theme of your reports. You can change the theme of your report. You can sync slicers. You can, control your report here actually. Control the appearance, the functionality, and the optimization of your reports in this pane. Optimize is for optimization, performance analyzer. Maybe your report is behaving slowly. You can use a performance analyzer to, check what is going on with your reports. So it's when you click on file, it brings you back here. So this is just an introductory video, sorry. So I hope you understand what is going on in the Power BI environment. Or if you had the old one and you just updated to the new one, I hope you know I hope you now understand what is going on in this environment. So thank you for joining me on this video. And don't forget to like, share, subscribe. This channel is for beginners, mostly for beginners that want to become pros in Power BI and those that are transitioning into tech. So like, share, subscribe, and watch out for more videos. Thank you for joining Grand Analytics. See you in the next video.